Namaste everyone, and welcome to today's practice. So today I'm going to do a chair yoga practice for you. Hence, I'm sitting in a chair. So I hope you find this beneficial. Now, chair yoga is good for anyone really, because we could do this if we were felt as if we couldn't get down onto a mat, or were concerned about how would we get up from the floor. Also, if you're in a wheelchair, if you have some disability or illness, condition that would make it unsafe or impossible to get down onto a mat. And also, it means we could do some of these moves in the office. Say we were working and we just wanted to have a stretch, and wherever we were, we could have a stretch in our chairs. So there's quite a lot that we can do. So I hope you find this practice useful and something you can sort of put into your little library of things to do and different ways that we can do yoga. So I've got today, I was going to, if you're like me, I've got very short legs. So I often find that, I'm on my toes, or even, maybe my legs would be swinging. So you want to have your feet on the floor or a support. So, and you could use a block if you've got a block, or a couple of blocks, or one of those sort of fairly slim, depends on how much height you need. So I'm using a couple of books, so and that feels much better for me. My knees are just on the edge of the chair here, and this is a really upright chair, and it's actually good for me lengthwise. But you could find that you're leaning back a little in the chair, and so your posture wouldn't be very good. We want to try and wriggle back so that your base of your spine is right at the back of the chair, and that you feel as if you can sit up really tall. Now, if you're strong enough, you could just bring yourself away from the back of the chair, and so that you're using your core muscles to support yourself. But if it's a really long chair, or it's not very comfortable, you could perhaps use a firm cushion behind you and just use that to fill in the gap between the knees and the back of the chair. And that gives me a nice little support. That's a little sort of flat bolster type cushion. So if you had maybe a cushion like this, that would be maybe just good to slot that into that little curve in the spine. So we want, again, always be thinking of how can I make myself comfortable. Whatever we're doing in the day, we should always be aware, is this comfortable? We put up with quite a lot of things in our lives, so we think, oh, it's not worth it, I'm only here for a few moments. But in actual fact, if we don't support the body correctly, then the misalignment can be the reason that we get an achy shoulder, or the right hip feels painful. All sorts of things can, feel uncomfortable in the body, and we are worth it. So always take time to make sure that you're comfortable and well supported in any position that you're choosing to sit, whether it be watching the TV, working at your desk, etc., etc. So, welcome to this chair yoga practice, and I hope you enjoy. Let's begin by resting our hands just gently in our lap and closing the eyes for a moment. Just bring your awareness in towards yourself. That means, rather than focusing on the world around us, we're dedicating this time to looking within and noticing what it is that we need, what would benefit us, and often simply moving away from the day is just what we need. And coming to the breath helps us to slow down the activity of the mind Notice the cool air entering your nostrils as you breathe in, and the warm air leaving your nostrils as you breathe out. Lengthen the out breath, perhaps making it longer than the in breath. And then bring your hands together to your heart center. And let's chant together the sound of Om and Shanti, taking a breath in to begin. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Opening your eyes and resting your hands just gently on your lap. And just notice, have your feet about one fist apart, and then your knees are the same, and then you've got your feet, knees and hips in alignment. And just give your toes a little wriggle, loosen them up. It's really good in yoga if you can take your socks off. We don't do yoga with our shoes on, but if we can also take the socks off, then the feet aren't restricted and they can enjoy some fresh air and movement rather than them being tied into a pair of socks or shoes. So then let's just lift the heels up from the floor and come up onto the toes. Feel that in your calves. And then lower the heels. Up onto the toes and down onto the heels. Up we come and down. Anything that's not possible for you to do, then that's fine. Could just continue to breathe here because that's still beneficial. So just doing what we feel we can, and perhaps if it's difficult, just imagine that that's what you're doing and being content with that. The main thing is not to be cross that you can't do something, because there'll be a lot of parts here that you'll be able to do that others can't do. So we always find something that we can do in the practice. Excellent. And then we're going to see if we could lift the left leg away and stretch it and pull the toes towards us. Then point the toes and flex. We call this flexing when we pull the toes towards us. And anyone who's done ballet or had their children or grandchildren who've done ballet, you know that this is good toes and this is naughty toes. And one more time. And then slowly lowering the foot, placing it on your books or the floor. Inhale, slide the right leg away. Point and flex. Notice what happens. You feel all the muscles along the front of the leg as you point, and as you flex, you can feel that in the back of your ankle, the calf, back of your knee and up into the thigh and quadricep working too. And point one more time and flex, and then lower the leg. Very good. Turn your palms and face your palms upwards. I'm going to do mine a little bit like this, but you're just going to rest the back of your hands on your legs, and you're going to bring your thumbs in towards the palms and stretch. Index finger in and stretch. Middle finger in and stretch. Ring finger in and stretch. Gets a little tricky. Little finger in, try to keep the other fingers extended and stretch. This time bring your thumbs in and wrap your fingers around the thumbs and really squeeze. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. And stretch your fingers as much as possible. And then relax. So that warms up the fingers and keeps them nice and flexible so that we can still hold our cutlery, we can write, etc., etc. So now we're going to do a breathing practice that's really good for us and good for the shoulders. And we're going to stretch up. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the arms down. I think my arms disappear in this video, so my fingers are going to stretch when my arms are up, and then I'm going to wrap my thumbs in, fingers around, and pull the arms down into my rib cage. Inhale and exhale. In, X. You can do this as slowly or as fast as you wish, and sometimes we can't get the arms up, so we might just bring them up a little and then bring them down. And again, just however your fingers can move as well. So reaching up and hugging in, reaching up and hugging in. Three more. And rest your hands. And again, just notice you've really moved everything in the upper chest, shoulders and upper back. A lot of things going on there. Inhale. Inhale, bring your arms out to shoulder height. And then turn your palms down towards the ground. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, palms up. And exhale, palms down. Good. Inhale, bring your arms up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Good for your shoulders and arms to the heart. One more. Up and down. Rest your hand. Just take your hand and you can either leave this one hanging or rest it on the chair. Bring the other arm up. That's your left arm. And exhale slowly to the side. Don't fall off. Just go over far enough. Feel both feet firmly on the ground, or your books, or your block. Inhale, come on up. Hand down, arm up. Inhale, exhale. Lovely stretch along the side body. Try to keep this arm as straight as possible so that you feel the stretch all the way down into the arm. Up to the center, exhale, arm down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, exhale. Keep this arm nice and straight. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Very good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bring the left arm up and bring it all the way over, twisting a little in so you might just ease yourself forward. And bring your hand onto the outside of either the thigh or across to the chair. Depends on how long your arm is and the height of your chair, etc., etc. So, and then with this arm, see if you can either take the hand behind your chair or hold on to the side of your chair, and then take a breath in and sit up as tall as you can and then using your hand on the leg, exhale and just twist in the body. Try to keep the left hip on the chair here and twist, and then we're going to breathe in and breathe out here. Very good. Inhale, come back to the center and just place both hands on your lap again. And notice, feel the twist in the center of the body, good for the digestive system and all the organs of cleansing, liver, kidneys, etc. Breathe in and breathe out. Other side. This arm comes up and over onto the outside of the leg or the chair. This arm, just bend the elbow and perhaps it reaches round to the center of the back of your chair, just as far as you can reach. Inhale to lengthen through the spine and exhale to twist. Main thing is, because you're seated, you get a beautiful twist in the spine and round it's like a spiral in the center of your body. So enjoy that beautiful, beautiful twist. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, come back to the center and rest your hands in your lap. Very, very good, everyone. Good way to neutralize this is to do a forward bend. So here we're going to trace the hands along the leg and start sliding the hands down along the shins. We're going to bring the chin down towards the throat so the head can drop. Keep sliding forward and just come as far as feels good for you. And perhaps some of us can get all the way down to the ankles or even slide along to the toes. And then we're going to hold it here for a moment and come to the breath. And because you're leaning forward, you'll begin to feel that your breath goes towards the back of the body. So allow that to happen. Feel as if you're expanding in the lungs, in the back body, into the back of the lungs. And this helps us to really cleanse and awaken all the tiny little pockets of the lungs and the back area of the lungs. Keep breathing, nice deep breaths here. And then come on up. Slide your fingers along the shins again and rest your hands on your lap again. Breathing in and breathing out here. So we're going to now step the legs out as far as feels good for us. And again, just see how far you can go. And if again you're not able to take the legs out, then just enjoy being here. We're going to do something with the arms as well. So this is going to help us just open out space in the inner thighs here and help us in the hips. So we're going to bring the arms out first of all, and then we're going to bend the elbows so the upper arms are in alignment with the shoulders and the palms are facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out. And then we're going to do 3 lion breaths here. See if you can keep your arms where they are for a moment. It begins to get tough, but doing a lion breath helps us to keep the arms then, take the attention away from the arms. Now lion breath is when we stick the tongue out and we look up as if we're trying to look up into our brain. And we keep that beautiful shape. It's the only time you're allowed to stick your tongue out at me, okay? So I'll show you what it looks like and then we'll do 3 together. So you take a deep breath in. So let's have a go, shall we? Ready? Deep breath in through your nose. And again. One more time. And then bring your arms down. Woo! How does that feel, everyone? Walk your feet back. Oh, wonderful. And lion breath is good. It makes us smile, and it's really good for the throat, clears the throat, clears all the toxins from the throat, and just awakens the mind, and just really generally makes us feel really good. Lion breath. So we're going to start to come to the end of this practice now. But I thought we'd end with a nice breathing practice called Brahmari breath, and or humming bee breath. And soon, here today, I'm thinking that bees will soon be out and about. I think they're beginning to emerge, and so we can think of, have a nice visualization of bees gathering on some really beautiful smelling lavender, and listening to the sound of them on the lavender. And humming bee breath is really calming. It's really good to calm the mind and the body. And so I'd just like you to join in with me. We're just going to do this for a little while. You can do it at your own pace, and it sounds like this. It's very simple. We take a breath in, and on the out breath we make a humming sound. Join in when you're ready. Just do it at your own pace, not my pace. Keep going. Take a moment to notice the effects of this breathing practice on your physical body. Feel as if your whole body is vibrating, tingling. Notice how still the mind is. Enjoy a few moments here in stillness, peace and quietness. As our yoga practice begins to draw to a close, begin to notice your breath. Perhaps lengthen and deepen the breath. Just wriggle your toes and wriggle your fingers. Take a Deep breath in, noticing how you're feeling really, really, really proud of your achievements. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your arms up into the air, stretching upwards. And as you exhale, bring your hands back towards your heart center. Gently opening your eyes with a smile on your face. Thank yourself for joining me for this practice. I hope you feel the benefits of the practice, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.